Loro si sono sempre considerati integrati nella comunità palestinese e non integrati nella comunità israeliana. Perché mai? Per un semplice fatto che, secondo la lettura dei variegato, in base alla lettura della Torah, non era assolutamente concepibile che un ebreo qualsiasi, a livello individuale o collettivo, pensasse di costituire sulla terra una entità territoriale nazionale prima dell'avvento del Messia. Quindi la formazione da parte del movimento sionista di uno Stato israeliano veniva ad equivalere ad una bestemmia. Era una violazione della volontà di Dio. Un concetto molto importante sostenuto dall'organizzazione della variegato è che qualsiasi ebreo è esule perché Dio ha voluto come conseguenza delle colpe commesse, e questo ebreo non ha la possibilità di distinguersi dall'entità nazionale all'interno delle quali vive, non ha la possibilità di esercitare una violenza, di reprimere le persone con le quali vive, non ha la possibilità di distruggere l'ambiente umano nel quale essi sono inseriti. I variegato in sostanza sono dei cittadini dei vari paesi nei quali vivono, sono completamente, perfettamente integrati in essi e non si considerano, a differenza di molti altri ebrei, cittadini dello Stato di Israele, perché per loro lo Stato di Israele non esiste.
But it is obligatory, God obliges us, and God requires of us to do what we can to speak up. There is a terrible crime. This occupation of Palestine is, as you all understand, is a terrible crime. But most people understand the crime as simply because of one people going to another people, Jewish people going to the Palestinian people and doing a crime. The world outside of these people who understand want to say, no, these people have a legitimate claim, the Jewish people have a legitimate claim, and it's a difference, there's a problem because of different religions, mostly the Muslim, Jewish, and so for now, well over 65 years, they build a wall, they do this, they do that, back and forth to solve the problem. We, as Jewish people, know that these people who have come to Palestine, claiming the land, are totally misrepresenting their claim. They're coming with a false pretense. The root problem is not the religious difference. On the contrary, Palestine, Jews, Muslims, and Christians live together hundreds of years without any pretense. We as Jews have a big problem. Theodor Herzl, may his name be obliterated, the father of Zionism, and Jabotinsky and all these people, they had a evil, selfish plan to make a national home. To accomplish this plan, needed massive backing, a lot of money and support. So they didn't want anything with Judaism. They were against the religion. The ones who oppose them are anti-Semites. And that is what they build on. The Holocaust was the greatest business venture for them. Not, I'm saying that they wanted to liquidate 6 million Jews, but they were complacent They didn't stop, they held, they were an impediment from saving Jews. They worked together with the Nazis at the beginning. We have books on that, the Holocaust Victims Accused. There's many books on this subject. It is the concept of Zionism, of this material concept, this nationalism, is a transformation. It is not the same as the old Judaism. It is telling that this concept, this ideology of Zionism, was not created by the leaders of Judaism, the sages, the rabbis, the holy men. This concept, 100-odd years ago, was created by people who were disgusted, who resented their Judaism. Theodor Herzl, Zev Jabotinsky, all the names should be obliterated. They wanted to uproot, to eradicate this closeness to the Almighty and create a new Judaism. They were, in their own lives, very clear that they wanted to further themselves from God and subservience to God. Theodor Herzl wrote in the newspapers proudly that he is not circumcising his son. He never did. He had a son hands. Jabotinsky wrote in the papers that the national home, Jews who have beards and payas, it's called payas sidlocks, should not have the right to vote in their national home. Yet, you look at the state of Israel, and they have the Star of David who wrote the Psalms. They call themselves Israel for Jacob. All these Jewish concepts and themes. What is happening? What is happening here? Yes, there's something radically wrong. This concept of Zionism, the state of Israel that emanated from this, is totally illegitimate, built on a facade of falsehood. It is a total falsehood, and we have to uncover this. Their theme, their ploy, their modus operandi is to constantly try to intimidate, to tell people the Jewish people have the right to a homeland. It's God given to them. They have the deed. The Torah gives them the right to have this land. The Palestinian people, well, for many years they claimed that they weren't a people, that it was a land without a people for a people without a land. And now, for many years later, they try to constantly badger home the point that it's not that they weren't there, but two people, they're a religion that were Muslims mostly, and they simply don't respect or accept other people, and therefore they don't have the privilege, and they shouldn't have the privilege to have a land together with the Jews because they don't accept other people, so they're being punished rightfully. First of all, in very short, the Jewish people, even if there would have not been an inhabited land of Palestine, it would have been a desolate, uninhabited. Jewish people, according to the Torah, are forbidden to have our entity, our own nationalism, our own country, clearly by the laws of the Torah. This is a prophecy of King Solomon. We were put under oath by God. Actually, there are 3 oaths that God put us into as Jewish people. One, as mentioned, not to return en masse. The second is that we should not rebel against any nation. We have to be loyal citizens in every country where we reside. That would include the Palestinian people. And thirdly, we are not to make any attempt to end exile by any manner, creating a state, any type of trying to leave the godly decreed punishment of exile. The Jewish belief, the basic Jewish belief, that every Jew followed for thousands of years, the Jews lived in Italy for well over 1,000 years, and 2,000 years possibly, is that we wait, we believe God is compassionate, God feels our sorrow, and when the right time will come, he will end the exile without any human intervention. That's the basic belief of every Jew, that we are not to attempt to leave exile, but there will come a day, God will make a miracle, all humanity will believe in one God, we will all return, all the Jewish people then will return, and all humanity will serve God in harmony. And the Torah, the covenant that we made with God, to be subservient to God, tells us, do not steal, do not kill, do not oppress the people. So according to the Jewish law, a true Jew cannot accept Zionism on every facet. It is contradictory to what it means to be a Jew. On the issue that the Zionists say that the Muslims and the Arabs, that they hate the Jewish people and they don't accept other people, again, it is a total falsehood. Around the world, invariably, the more the religious the Jewish community, the more outspoken against Zionism. Hundreds of thousands of Jews demonstrate yearly in Palestine, in Jerusalem, in Al-Quds, here in Washington, D.C. It never gets reported. We always demonstrate, and the world doesn't even know this issue. So Zionism lives on three basic lies. One, that the Torah, God, gives them the right to the land. Secondly, that the land was never inhabited fully by the Palestinian people. And thirdly, that there is this ingrained hate between Muslims and Arabs and Jews, and that we cannot coexist. So understandably, the peacemakers around the world, people who have sympathy for the Jewish suffering, what we went through in the Holocaust, so of course they say, look, we have to help them, we have to give them a home, we have to save them from people who want to murder them, and this is ongoing for 65 years to help the Zionism plant themselves forcefully into Palestine. But if the people would step back and think, and come to the clarification that there were three groups of people, Jews, Muslims, Christians, living together for hundreds of years in peace and harmony in the same courtyards, in the same houses, without any human rights groups. Everything was on the best that God could be. We had no problem of coexistence. If they would come to this realization and realize that what changed, a new neighbor was introduced, a tumor, some type of rock was put into this situation, into these three people that was forced in, that's making it explode. It's not a part of the Jewish religion, but a fourth strange element was introduced to this mixture.
Lottare, pensare, la strada giusta per non farsi mai ingannare, fermare, negare, falsi ideali e false verità, cercare di scoprire il vero nascosto dentro la storia, non farsi ingannare da false parole. La storia ce l'ha insegnato che l'amore per i confini porta solo razzismi, guerre e morte